There's a lot of other things I need to do. I started 75 hard again today. The farthest I've gotten with that was back in June. I put in a lot of work and I think I reached 32 days and I was like on a pretty good roll with that. So, yeah, I have to drink this water bottle, this water bottle, this water bottle, and the one that's holding up the phone by the end of the day. And then I'll have done everything for 75 hard. I stayed away from sweets, although I did have a couple M&Ms from the trail mix. I think that's fine. It's not a whole meal. It's yeah. I did some work outside and then I went on a run to deliver a birthday package for a friend whose birthday was today. So that was my thing. And I also did a little bit of reading in the book Bumpers, which is a good book, pretty underrated, where I don't really think anybody really knows about it. But it's a good book. So I think about how the work is going to be done either way, right? We get to choose if we'll be that vessel, if we'll be that weapon, that tool that God will use to do a great thing in somebody's life or to bring that thing pass. So if you look at all the prophets from ancient times, the Lord called them, he sharpened them, he lifted them up, prepared them for the work that they eventually do. But even if they had failed, even if they had bailed, had jumped off the ship like Jonah did, the work was still going to get done either way. So it makes you think about how all things are going to come to pass and are going to happen, and we get to choose if we'll be part of God's work or not, if we'll be part of helping with gathering scattered Israel before Christ comes back, if we'll be part of any of these amazing technological breakthroughs, if we'll be part of all of the life-saving work that's happening right now. We get to choose so much of that, how much we want to be involved. And I think of the startup I'm helping my friend build right now. Like I'm doing some calls, and today I'm just gonna be completely, accountable to myself. I didn't make one single phone call, which is sad because I've been talking about like how I've like getting on the ball with that, getting things are rolling, things are coming together with that, but it's still not like I still have to accept like the work is going to get done either way. Feelings I'm having, like everybody's having some more feelings. Maybe they're having some apprehension, some fear about making a call. Like it's always going to be this way in the beginning. Like when I started out with track, I was really slow. When I started out with YouTube at 15, my speaking wasn't that great. I couldn't keep up with stuff going. Yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I appreciate it. Yep, we just have to keep going. La dog, I agree. So just trust the process. The work is going to get done either way. So you get to choose. And there's that quote that says, I'd rather wear out than rust out. And I agree completely with that. I want to be so used up by God, like all of the talents, all of my brain, all my energy, heart, and soul, like talents, everything. I want Him to use all of that. And I don't want to leave anything off the table. I don't want to have anything be like, oh yeah, this is mine. This is something I don't share with God. Like that's stupid because He literally has given you everything. So you get to choose everything that you get to choose like what you'll participate in, right? And for the big games, those are going to have the bigger prizes. So that's the opposite of the quote, big games win stupid prizes, big games win big prizes. So with what I'm doing right now, with my writing, my speaking, the newsletter, all these things I'm doing, it's building up for a big game, for big prizes and stuff. And it's not about that at all. It's about all the people you can potentially reach with it. Louis said, I hate running races. I love car races. Those are fun too. Yeah. So I'm planning to run a marathon this year. So that's something I'm working towards. I did 3 half marathons last year. So that is something I'm definitely working towards. Just have to enjoy the journey, enjoy the here and now, enjoy this building time, enjoy the unknown season. Because once you have an audience, once you have people that are watching you and are looking out for you, I mean that requires a higher level of of accountability. That yeah. So you just remember those early days. You're thankful for that, and we all have the chance to build something great. I think for a lot of that, that's future family, that's business, that's if you want to build like a business empire or whatever. We live in a time where it's never been easier or more accessible. It's never been more accessible to build out something big that we've never lived in a time like this. So we get to choose. We get to choose if we'll be like what we'll be spending most of our time doing. We'll be producing or consuming. How are we going to use this time? And it's going to be super not great in the beginning. That's how so many of these things begin. You start out really being absolute trash. Like when Jesus called his disciples, he knew who he was calling on. He knew their weaknesses, he knew their previous struggles, he knew any trauma they had, he knew like all things perfectly. And yet he still chose them. So it makes me think about how we need to be super intentional about where we spend our time and know that way. So we need to be intentional about that choice, right? And if you've signed up, see if you've signed up to do something, then make sure you give that your absolute all. So somebody that's a really good example of this to me is one of the older gentlemen. I'm living with an older couple. I'm living in their basement right now. The older gentleman who lives upstairs, he is a architect. He makes good money doing that, and he's literally like he's in his 80s. But he's a legend. He worked 8 hours today, 8 hours, and he's 80. He's over 80 years old. So he's super intentionally built out this path for himself. He's made over and over and over and over and over again for years, decades and decades and decades of building out his expertise, that now he's in his 80s. He's still able to like move his mouse and click and build out these houses and stuff, which is insane. And he has his niche, he has his stuff figured out. I was talking with him a little bit about it tonight. He was telling me about how, you know, somebody wants it to be done super quickly. That's not me. I'm going for like really slow, get it done super well, super intricate, vibe. And that's his thing. So you figure out your thing as you are building out whatever you're building out. You figure it out as you go. You're not going to figure it out just sitting on your hands wondering, oh, I wonder what would happen if I did this. You're going to have to put in some work, and you have to be okay with being absolute trash for probably a little while. And that's a beautiful thing because you're unknown. So you can be unknown while you're building out this stuff and you're figuring this out. So, there's things that they'll hire out, or maybe they'll hire somebody to do it, or they'll do it themselves. But the work needs to get done either way, or else it's not going to come together. It's not going to materialize. Then there's also things that we can't hire out. Like I can't hire somebody to sleep for me and then stay up later. I can't hire somebody to work out for me, and that I can't hire somebody to pray for me or receive revelation or whatever for me. I cannot do that. I need to do that myself. So Walking the Light is in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's been a good day though. It's been a good day. It was sort of a slow start to the day, but having things built into the schedule, like my friend's birthday was today, so I knew I was going to go drop off something for him. I had a $1 bill, and I also wrote him a note, and I brought 2 things of trail mix for him. Apparently he didn't like the trail mix. I just ran back home with that trail mix. So having little things like that, super nice, is good. I find that for myself, my ADHD, I was diagnosed at 20 while I was serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I find that with the ADHD, it's like I'm 28, right? So it's like I'm a 28-year-old, but I'm like a 10-year-old living inside of here. That's really what it feels like. I just have this like childlike bouncy energy like all the time, and it can be like way over for some people. Obviously I like chill and hold it back, but it's crazy because like I'll be at the store or something like that, and I just want to go talk to somebody, or I want to go run up to somebody's car or whatever, and it's just like I'm a 5-year-old, it's just like I'm a 10-year-old. It's just, it's like, it's kind of crazy, but that's just how I'm wired. And it also means that, I know we're going a little off topic, but it also means that sometimes I'm a little bit too trusting of people. Like sometimes I will be way on board with something before I know too much about it. And that's something I've had to learn the hard way, is some things get dressed up as like a great opportunity, but it's really just trash. It's like actually not that useful. I remember I was going to, and I have nothing against the people that run like those like, um, there's like Meluka, there's all these other ones, and I think there's a lot of good that gets done by them. But I remember talking with this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, let's meet up and we can talk about my business." And I was like, "Okay." And he's just telling me about how you have to put money in, buy a store, set up your own online store, and it's I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make money by having somebody pay from my store, like buy toothpaste from my store, and I'll make money from it. I was like, okay, and then of course the higher guy above me is make money. So sort of, it's not quite a pyramid scheme, but sort of close. I don't know. So anyway, the red flag for me for that was when we went to Panera Bread and he didn't get me anything to eat. I was like, bro, I was hungry. I was like, I thought we were gonna get something. And he's like, it's like, I'm not getting anything. It's like, dude, I don't know how to put somebody at ease with that. At least like there was one time where I had somebody recruit me for door-to-door sales, because with the ADHD and stuff, wanting to talk to everybody, I mean, of course, it's something I've built up, but now it's like harder for me not to talk to somebody. But I remember this guy, he was like, yeah, it's like, this would be great for it. And it was like a friend of some friend. It was crazy how I got in contact with him. And somehow he's in North Carolina. Anyway, he took me out to Panda Express. So that was a vibe. That was a good time. So yeah, for me, that is not how I intend to live out my one wildly short and precious life. I would like to build something that endures long after I'm gone. And that requires putting the work each day. Like my newsletter, I'm going to be writing another one of those tomorrow after work, after I work on some other stuff. So I need to do that. And that's not going to just magically pop up. Like I have to expose myself to really good stuff. I have to read really good stuff. I have to uh, spend a lot of time praying. I need to spend a lot of time fixed on Jesus. And that is how the quality is going to flow. That's how all these things are going to come about. A cool little thought I had today, I had a couple of cool little thoughts today. One is that the view is worth the climb, so give it time. So that was a little rhyme. And then the other one was that if you stay fixed on Jesus, he will fix you and heal you and stuff. So I think that's something that sometimes happens, is like you're doing really well with whatever it is you might be, your walk with the Lord, and then something up and you take your gaze off of Christ because you're trying to like, oh yeah, I'll come back to you, just come back to you later. It's like, no, you need to keep your gaze on him at all times, because he's literally your help in salvation. Like he's literally the reason why you are as far along as you are. He's the reason why you've experienced all the healing that you've experienced. He's the one that has suffered everything for your eternal joy, right? Eternal joy. Like that's pretty big deal. So yeah, so that was a good little thought from today. I had a good time running to see my friend. He had a good birthday as far as I can tell. So he liked the thing. It was funny because after I gave him $1, there's another friend there, and he's like, I $1 too. So we both gave him $1. So he's made $2 richer just like that. So yeah. But life can be a precious gift, and you get to choose so much of what you'll do with it. I think with building anything that's gonna last like a really long time, there's gonna be people that think you're absolutely nuts with building that thing out. Like, why are you making time for that? Like, I've been doing my podcast for over 5 years. I've not made a cent from that thing. It's been fun. I know it's reached some people. I have some repeat listeners. I have one in France. I have one in Ireland and Arizona. those three listen to every single episode, no matter what. So we need to figure out like there's some way I could like talk to them or something like that to like help them out more. I don't know. I tried to do premium content of my podcast earlier, and that didn't really work out. But I still want to try it just in case somebody pays for it in the future. I didn't. I mentioned this at the beginning, but I'll say it again. I'm doing 75 hard right now, and I've done everything today. The 2 workouts, the having the what's it called? Just eat healthy, and reading 10 pages from the self-development book. I read from the book Bumpers, so that was what I did. I've not drank the gallon of water. So the farthest I've gotten with 75 hard, I think was day 32. And it's always the gallon of water that takes me out, because a gallon of water is kind of a lot. So I have to drink this, this, and no, I think it's just these 3. No, these 3 and the one that's holding up this water bottle. If I can drink all of these by the end of the day, we'll have completed day 1. So I've tried, I had a half-gallon bottle thing in North Carolina. That was helpful, but I would forget like where I'm at. I think this method is helpful because I just drink these 7 water bottles every day. So they're each 20 ounces. So that puts me at 140, which is a little over a gallon. So I think that's probably the way to do it. I don't know. We'll have to see. Nice, man. I try 75 hard when I'm not in school. Yeah, it's a good thing. It would have been sweet to like when I found out about it from Danny Moran, probably shortly, maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe like right after graduating from college or something like that. Yeah, some of the timeline's kind of a little fuzzy. It's definitely a great thing. Drinking a gallon of water is the hardest part. Yeah. So I find with drinking the gallon of water, like it helps if you drink a ton of it, and then you you drink a ton of it, and then you just sweat it. So if you sweat it out. So I did a little bit. I've been running a time mile every day throughout 2025 so far, except Sundays, because I really want to get to running a marathon. And so to do that, I want to run every single day except Sunday, which has been good so far. I ran a 7:22 today, which wasn't fast, but also wasn't that slow. Like I ran a 7-minute mile my first tryout of track back in high school as a sophomore. So this is a 5:39. So I'm gonna drink some of this water. Artindi, good to see you, my friend. Yes, I am staying up late. Yeah, Utah's been very good to me. Started doing live streams here and there, having a fun time with it. So feel like the ROI is decent, and just it's good to get my thoughts out there, because living in this basement by myself with no chica in sight, we're just chilling. We're just chilling, living the life. We're just living the life. Because I know that this time is really, really, really short in the grand scheme of things. So I might as well enjoy it, not muddy it up. Just enjoy the waters, right? The clean, don't muddy up the water, just enjoy it. Working for my friend's startup, doing cold calls and stuff like that. That's where I'm making most of my money. Still doing poetry and stuff like that, making a little bit from that, and doing my newsletter. And there's a little over 650 people on it now, so that's cool. And I just hope it's helping out people. All of them are youth, so that's been sweet. I will say with that, I have somebody who's been on the list since maybe March, so a while. And just this past one that I uploaded was about frustration and when you're feeling stressed and stuff like that. And with that one, they commented and said, this was super great, this was super awesome. So sometimes you just have to keep on showing up over and over again. You keep cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and then you finally get something. So that's this bottle gone. So we still have this bottle, and the one that's holding up the camera. I believe we can do it. Awesome, man. Keep up the good work. I need to go to bed early. I just want to say good night. No worries, man. I appreciate you. And yeah, we're just chilling, dude. We're just chilling. Just got experimenting because there's so many blessings ahead. So Like it's just getting started. Like the best of the best of the best of the best of the best is like still not here yet. Like it's still not here yet. We're getting prepared for it. Getting prepared for it right now. It's another SaaS tech startup. That's all I can say right now. But we're all here in Provo, Utah. It's coming together really well, though. Like, it's crazy how the Lord's hand has been in it. Like, there's been some people I've called on the phone and they're like, yeah, this is great. And I'm like, really? Wow, that's wild. So it's coming together. We had our first demo with a potential client pretty recently, and it'd be extremely lucrative. And I'm employee number 4. So, well, you never know. I came very early because I followed a spiritual prompting to move here to Utah. And then shortly after that, I came into contact with this friend and he was building out the startup. And he's working in real estate, so he's got money. So the startup has money. So yeah, I need to drink more water. So 75 hard, like that's like a big thing. Like drinking all the water is really good. That's another one gone. So now I just have this one and then the one holding up the camera, and I'll be done for night. So yeah, I mean, growing up, I remember I just remember drinking lots of water, like having capacity to drink water. I just drink water like a camel. You'd think the gallon of water wouldn't be too bad, but it's like not, but it's just a lot. Like every single day, it's a lot. Well, I think the thing is, like if you haven't drank at least half a gallon by like 2 p.m., you're basically toast. Because I had times in North Carolina where I would drink over half a gallon of water in like an hour, and that's like crazy. So just trying to let the Oh man, that's funny. I hope not. I hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I will say my sleep game has been like way good lately. My sleep game has been so good. Like my 2025 sleep game is like it's already like so elite in comparison to last year's sleep game. So no, we got this water bottle and then I'll up the camera and then I'll drink the gallon for today. So, but no, I would hope not. Yeah. Water is good. So, yeah, man. I mean, we're just kind of chilling. Just kind of chilling. Little by little, there's some downsides of living with an older couple, of course, but there's a lot of upsides. Like they're very chill, super chill. They made a dinner today and they had leftovers, so they gave that to me, so that was super nice of them. I think one thing that's pretty humbling is just that they're like at the end of life. Like I was talking about earlier, like the husband, he's like 80, the wife is almost 80, so they're like old. Said you write poetry? Do you write? I write a lot. Yeah, so I've written 2 poetry books, and I've written some poetry for the Yield Deeply newsletter that comes out every week. And yeah, I write like basically every single. So I don't necessarily write poetry every single day. Sometimes like I just have something like click, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have to write about that, or I'm feeling a lot of different feelings, and I know that if I was to call somebody up on the phone, chances are that feeling would not get celebrated as I intend for it to be so. So I need to pour out myself in the writing process. So that's usually how it goes. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of poetry here. Let's see. Where did I put? I think it's this one. Yeah. These are all, this is all poetry stuff. It's all, it's all papers. Yeah, my papers game is crazy. These could all be in a book or something someday. But, yeah, a lot of these are just about different parts of my life. Like this one is just called Live Up to Your Potential. So I don't know. A lot of my poems are pretty tactical. That's how a lot of them have been. Ooh. I'll share this one. This one's a vibe. Writing is fun. Yeah. So there's this one I wrote called I Caught the Plane. I'll read this one for you real quick. So it's called I Caught the Plane. This was December 11th, 2024. I caught the plane, the one headed straight toward my pain, but you are there, wrapping me up in a bundle of divine care. I have a front row seat, my life is swallowed by your heat. Don't look back, with the Lord nothing you will lack. You are in his hands, he's released you from your prison band, set free, now he asks you to create. Way better things are coming for you, you just need to wait. It's okay if right now doesn't feel like a grand slam touchdown. We will soon be landing in a brand new, unfamiliar town. Healing takes time, focus, and patience that just house. In time, you'll have many fields of abundant fruit, rows and rows and rows. You asked me to hurry, we're already going at max speed. Trust me, Dallin, Father knows exactly what you need. Be at peace, enjoy the ride, give your all to Father, you have nothing to hide. Let go, greater joys you will know, this cannot be forced. Trust where Father is taking you, he has in his mind a full divine course. Soon enough you'll see his loving face. For now, just enjoy the ride and show yourself some grace. So there you go. There's a lot of these. It helps get my thoughts out. Yeah, so it helps to it helps me get things out, and it just helps me like discover new things about myself and be able to better understand better what I need from myself. Because sometimes there was things I needed to be said, like it would have been nice to hear certain things from people that I didn't really get to hear. So some of that you kind of just sort of give myself. So there you go. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wordsmith. I've been told pretty often that I'm pretty good at articulating and putting things into words that people don't really know to say. So there you go. We're almost done. Almost done. So exciting. Yeah, I just have to finish the rest of this bottle and then the one holding up this camera, which also does not have water. So like we're basically done. Basically done. So yeah, we're just doing these just to kind of enjoy some time, enjoy the healing time, growing time. I know these will be fun to come back to in the future. I'm doing 75 hard right now. I just started today. The farthest I've gone is 32 days. I did 32 days back in June 2024. And then, yeah, today I just decided we're doing it again. I'm going for it again. And a part of it is drinking a gallon of water every day. So, yeah. You did a writing class once, still here. Well, no worries, man. No worries. Okay, this is the last one. I drank all the other bottles today. There we go. That would put me at a gallon. Now we have another water bottle holding up the camera that does not have very much water in it. So not doing a super great job. But this is just this one. And then we've drank a gallon. I think going on the run I did today was very good for me sweating a tiny bit. So this would be easier to drink down. I'll say the craziest thing with 75 hard is when you fall off and you have to drink like 1.5 gallons or 2 gallons to catch up. There was one time, oh no, see that's where it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. It's so temperamental because it's just a water bottle with no water in it. There's nothing holding it up. It's just air. I don't even know. Yeah. That's always the craziest part when you're like trying to catch up because you fell off and now you're trying to catch up. So I think there was one time when I drank like 1.5 gallons or even 2 gallons in one day and it was just so much water. Be careful after you are done. Your body can get used to drinking that much, and if you go back to normal suddenly, then your body can react like it's hydrated. Interesting. That makes sense though. That's 1 gallon. We're done. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. So at the beginning of the stream, this, and the one holding up the phone were all had water in them. But I drank them all. So there we go. That's beautiful. Well, that was successful. We did the first day of 75 hard. I think what a lot of this comes down to is just like what I was saying before, like seizing the opportunity to build something great. Like check out our Tindy's channel. He's building something awesome. So is Walking the Light. They're both super high caliber dudes building awesome stuff. But yeah, it's just putting in the work a little bit each day because it's going to take time. Our Tindy said, I know a guy who had to go to the hospital after going back to normal water amounts. That's crazy. I believe you. That's wild though. Yep. I mean, I do see myself as like an athlete. So especially with all the running I'll be doing. So I don't know. Yeah. So you recommend probably weaning off, like slowly working your way back down. Like if you're drinking 1 gallon every day, just like slowly work your way back down. That probably makes sense. Yep. I mean, I think the main success today was drinking the rest of the water I needed to drink. Probably gonna play a little bit of video games and then I'll go to bed. It's way late, but I'll probably play like a little bit, like a level or two. Cause I just don't really feel super tired. I think it's because I took a nap. I took a nap today, which was not good. Holy cow, that scared me. Oh, that was just way too, the timing of that was just horrible. It was the most horrible timing ever. My Echo device at 11 o'clock, it says it's time for bed, but that timing was scary. Ugh, it was just like, it's time for bed. I was just like chilling out, just chilling. Ugh, maybe I should turn that off. I don't know. Sounds like a fun thing to do. Nice you're trying to do these healthy things. Have you beaten Zelda Ocarina of Time? Have not beaten Zelda Ocarina of Time. Have not. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good for me, Artindi. Because, and I haven't been Ocarina of Time. The farthest I've gone is Jabu Jabu's Belly, I believe. Which really isn't that, I always get stuck there, and I probably need to follow some guide just to get out of there and just actually like complete the game. So that's the nice thing about living on my own, having more free time. I have way too much free time. I need to figure out how to like build out like my schedule more. I mean today, like, yeah, I had free time. I just slept through a lot of it. But I need to work more this week because I need to get a better laptop because this thing has been good, but I'm done with it. I got it. My parents actually bought it for me. Shout out to them. They bought it for me when I was back in college, but I've had it for, it'll be 4 years. That thing's old. So you being that game thoroughly means I should do like go Let's Players on YouTube. Hey, I mean, you totally could. I mean, you could totally stream it if you wanted to. So it wouldn't take away from your other content. I know there's some that Fred the Monty Mole, he does like video game remix stuff. He puts them all together in like these big montages, right? That's his thing. And he plays through all the games on a live stream. So then he has multiple ways. He gets a little bit of income from that, and also he gets game footage for all of those things from his streams. So I mean, there's that. But yeah, 75 hard is gonna help me a lot because I will just say this right now, so we can be honest. I have very low impulse control sometimes with things. So like this older couple got high chews pretty recently, and they're not gonna have any of them. They're just like, yeah, just eat them. And I was like, okay, I'll just have a couple. And then I just ended up eating like 12. And then I just ended up just, yeah, little by little, just eating all of them. So, yeah, that's why 75 are like, obviously, no more sweets or anything like that. No candy, no nothing. Like, they have ice cream, everything upstairs if I want to. They're just so generous. So, like, yeah, yeah. I'm my control could be a lot better, but a lot of that's the ADHD because my brain literally is wired and I do not get as much dopamine as other people, which so that's a problem. So like I have to have more of something normal for something to click, you know? That's a thing. So yeah. I would like to have a Zelda game that I have pretty memorized so I could like play through it on a whim. I have been really liking Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds though. I've been playing that more. Maybe I'll play a tiny bit of that tonight. But the thing with Zelda games, like a lot of times, like you need to have a little more time to invest in them. But yeah, that's that's kind of how things are going. Things are good. Things are chilling. Yeah. Could be better, of course. But I mean, it's just like with anything. I mean, you're just gonna highs and lows. Like this stream was more chill and had way less people in it than the one yesterday. I think I got 14 people watching at one point. That was kind of crazy. Like the most I ever had on Twitch, like obviously YouTube and Twitch are completely different. Like Twitch, you're just getting on to watch somebody play a game for sure, like usually. Whereas on YouTube, it's a little more up in the air. There's a lot of differences. I streamed on Twitch back in the day. Artindy's been to some of my Twitch streams I did back in the day. Yeah. So, but the most I ever had on Twitch, actually, that's not true because there was one time I got rated by somebody 43 people, and that was like that was one of the craziest moments of my Twitch. That was one of the craziest moments of my Twitch life ever. Was when I was just streaming, and then this dude rated me with 3 people, and all of a sudden I had 44 people watching me live, and all these follows happening. I reached affiliate like less than like a little bit over a month, but I already had some followers because it was already a count that was going. So yeah, it's humbling. Life goes on. I have had the itch to stream on Twitch again, but I do not think that'd be super wise to break up my more like that. But I don't know. Yeah. I do sort of feel like there's some unfinished business with that, especially with single, but I don't know. First, I have to get the money situation figured out if I was even to do that. Plus, if I were to do something like that, I would want to have like a really good setup. I wouldn't want to cut any corners. I'd want it to have it like really good. So, yeah, go. It's fun. I mean, yesterday I was thinking so much about like having a 3DS capture card, how that would have been cool. Thing is, those are so expensive now. Like they used to be not expensive, but now they're all very expensive. So, anyway, right now I'm just focused on what I feel like God wants me to focus on, which is just building up myself, becoming a stronger person and a better version of myself, making some money because now I'm living on my own. Now I'm out of my parents' house, so that's like, yay, that's great. Um, and there's a lot of wonderful people here that want to help me out. Like I literally had a friend buy me groceries pretty recently. They're like, just let know if you ever need any help. And I'm like, that's crazy. But that is here. They're not in North Carolina. So clearly there's a lot of blessings for me here. Walking the Light said maybe I'll start a Walking the Light channel and stream video games and talk about topics related to gospel stuff and things. I mean, you can. It's just stressful. I mean, it's interesting because like we're not going to get this time back, but at the same time, if you could help some people with that, then yeah, I don't know. I think with a lot of these things, it's worth experimenting, but the thing with streaming, Archindy's right. I mean, it can take it out of you energy wise, And I think with streaming too, there's like some kind of schedule. So one of the times I was best with streaming was when I was back in college, and that was when I didn't have 2 books out and I have all these other things, the newsletter and stuff going. So it can be a lot, and it's good to do things that give you energy. I feel like streaming, the most part, gives me energy as long as I have people in the stream. But I don't know. It's tough. And Twitch is obviously getting more and more competitive. So I would be lying if I were to tell you that I haven't thought about going back to game streaming though. I would be lying because there were some fun moments. There were some really fun moments like playing Fall Guys or something like that, playing online, talking with people. But ultimately, at least right now, I'm definitely in a just kind of building season, building things up. If I were to come back to that, it'd probably be like in the summer, maybe, because like summers are usually super chill. But I need to build out some stuff, like for real, for real, for real. That's always what I've said. If I had things really built out, like business wise, book wise, like otherwise, like then I could maybe put in a couple hours of streaming a little bit, and then I not have it be something I would worry about for like money, but just like have it be a fun. I mean, because if you can help a couple people out and things are going well, then it can be worthwhile. But it just comes down to you and your goals. So like for me with video games, I don't know I can never be at the level where I was when I was younger, where I was like spending so much time studying video games, playing video games, watching other people's video game videos. Like the most I could really get to, I think, is like playing them as a hobby and like jumping on to play with some friends here and there and stuff like that. That's the farthest I can get because yeah, any farther than that is like trying to relive an old identity, which is not it. So instead of like I'm the streamer that writes, I'm the writer that streams. So difference with that. There's just been a lot of growth that's happened, so I don't want to undermine that. So I don't know, but it's been fun. Streaming on Twitch obviously requires a bigger horsepower computer, which I do not have. I have a really good computer for streaming back home, but that's back home. Honestly, not getting much time to game because I'm probably going to be taking a full-time semester and working full-time. So that was walking the line. So it's interesting though, because it can help relieve stress and it can be very helpful for that. And that's how a lot of the bigger streamers got started, is they just started streaming a little after work or whatever. So it can be. You just have to be very careful with that. I mean, there was a semester of college where I would stream every Tuesday and Saturday from 5 to 7, and I did that at work. And that was one of my best semesters school wise because I had a time where I really was like, okay, you can just show up at this time and just play. And I had a janky, super not great computer back then, but it was fine. It was fine. I still got all A's and B's that semester. Next semester, I was like, oh, if I can do great with video games, what if I took video games? I did no streamings, no nothing. That was the semester I failed a class. I got a C in the other class. It was not good. So I don't think that video games have necessarily increased or improved my performance, but I do believe they've helped me to have a sense of rest. The last thing, oh no, the last thing I will say about that is I've had times where I had like from September to March, September 2023 to March 2024, I didn't play any video games at all. So I had a 6 month break. That's when I came out with my first book. How did I self-publish? It was just Amazon. Yeah. I basically wrote it all out on Word. I hired a guy in Mexico to do the formatting, and then I just uploaded it to Amazon. So still need to get the backs out because I don't got no paperbacks out. That would be great to have a paperback out because then I could show you and be like, look at this book I wrote. Instead, it's just on Kindle, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. I've had people that have like read some of the book on Kindle Unlimited, so I get a little bit of money for that. That's fun. I got like a 12-cent paycheck from Amazon like a week ago, so that was fun. But yeah, I mean, these are just the early days, the fun streaming from here. I mean, obviously, once I'm married and stuff like that, this would be not a thing. But we'll see what the future holds. I don't know. It's humbling because there's a couple times where I was like, okay, I'm done with streaming, gaming, streaming, done. Completely done. Done, 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 done. And then I felt like I should come back to it, and I had some cool experiences, met some people, and I knew it was like what I was supposed to. So it's like, okay. But yeah, we just have to continue forward and trust the process. Why wouldn't you be able to stream after getting married? Well, I would. It'd just be a different story. Like, yeah, just like going all in, doing my own thing. Like, I do think I'll elevate. Obviously, like getting married will, to the right person and stuff like that. That will really help me out. Like that will help me to be better across the board in every single way. It'll just be a little different, of course. Like, because I'll have to think about that, nurturing that, helping that grow. So it'll be a lot, be a little bit more structured. Like I wouldn't be able to get away with some of the stuff that I do, like going around randomly and talking to people and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have different goals. Like I feel like it would be fun if I did like a co-op gaming thing with her. I feel like that would be fun. But I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't be what'd be best. You never know. We'll see. Time is time is of the essence, and you just have to enjoy the here and now. But yeah, I thought for sure being here in Utah, I would have met a girl by now. I have not. So that's fine. I have had multiple girls interested in me though. And there's a couple that are like they've made it very obvious. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have people that are interested in you. Am I interested in them though? No. So I'm in a rebuilding, growing season right now. So all I can really be is a friend. So yeah, I have a number of different Flutter girls, and I'm grateful for them. But yeah, at a time. That's how this goes. I've streamed longer than I planned on streaming. Like I was only planning on doing this for half an hour. But and the light said, yeah, no girls for me until I hit my 90-day streak. Way to go, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't been on a date in almost 3 years. So it's been a while. So, but sorry to keep you up. No, it's all good. It was fun. It's all good. These are just making memories, and yeah, we're just getting to where we're at. I was thinking you said walking the light yesterday at the stream about how getting a GoPro. I was thinking about that. I might look at Facebook Marketplace, see if I can find a GoPro cheap, and start recording my runs as I go on runs. Because I mean that way you're building out more things that support the identity. So like then I'd want to go on more exotic runs because I could get more exotic footage and then put it on the YouTube channel, and then it's just this like super self-fulfilling it's just like this cycle, right? You're just building it out more. So that's good stuff. And then if I did do the gaming streaming again, then obviously I could use that footage for whatever. Talk about goals, have a thing with Mario jumping on a Koopa's head or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, there's upside, there's opportunity costs, there's a lot of stuff like that. I did do a Smash Bros. Live stream tournament community thing once. That was a blast. I had a fan that did commentary with me of the matches. I had way too much fun with that, and I was like, this is so cool. I really want to do this in the future. And we've not done anything like that since then. So I think if I were to do something like that, I'd need to have a lot more money and a lot more things more figured out. Probably would need to have some employees to take care of some of the things that I do. But I don't know. For now, I'm just grateful for the possibility. I'm grateful for being done 5 hard day 1. Let's go. I'm so pumped about that. All these waters, I drank them on the stream. So anyway, it's good stuff. Tomorrow my runs, I don't know, probably maybe I'll run in the morning, get it out of the way early. And then I don't really have too much planned tomorrow. I'm trying to remember what do I have planned tomorrow? Yeah. So good. Back when I was a non-believer is welcome. Back when I was a non-believer, I had a girlfriend situationship thing. She was a Ukrainian, he's Orthodox, then became an atheist while we were kind of dating. That sounds complicated. Huh. Yeah. Definitely not something to force. I think the 90-day thing sounds great. Walk in the light. Yeah. And the Lord knows the timing of all this stuff like perfectly, though. I know there's been times like before I had my first relationship, I was like, that was a time where I was like not feeling great about myself. And then she just popped out of nowhere. I was like, what in the world? And so you just never know. You never know. Starting to believe again while she was going towards atheism. Interesting. Yeah. So that's definitely going in opposite directions. So, but God has a plan. God has a plan, and he has things out. He has timing figured out. He has everything figured out. So, yeah. Yesterday, Majorlink hopped on out of nowhere. Today, Artindi hopped on. So maybe tomorrow, some others from before will hop on. Yeah, for now, I'm just got keep going, keep building, keep enjoying the here and now, keep breathing in this air, and just be grateful. Be grateful. I mean, that's so much of this is you're grateful, and that helps you to keep on building from there because you're grateful for that. So like I don't like for me, it's like I gotta be really grateful, enjoy this here and now before things all so be grateful for the air we breathe. Amen. Yep. Be grateful for the air we breathe. Because the air is going to change. And I have no idea, like zero idea, like some of the stuff that's going to happen in the near future in my life. I just know that if I continue to be patient, trust the process, not stress out things, and just let the Lord have his victory, like there will be many beautiful things that happen. So just got to keep going. Time for me to sleep. I'll catch you. Hey, I appreciate you very much, Artindi. Thanks so much for hopping in. I'm like kind of what's happened is I say I'm gonna go to bed, and then we get close to the 1 hour mark, and I'm like, we gotta go to the 1 hour mark. So I think we'll go all the way to the 1 hour mark, and then we'll close up. I think we should do a scripture though. We'll do a scripture to end this though. Ooh, I want to do the one with Jesus sleeping and then waking up. Where is that one? Oh, I'm trying to remember where that one is. Maybe somebody could look it up for me. I need to figure that out. But have a great night, Artindi. Appreciate you jumping in. I really do. Oh. See, this is another thing too. It's like, bro, there's so many scriptures. There's so many things to learn. Like, look at this book. So much in it. So much learning. I dropped my flashcards. So much learning and stuff to be had. Is it in Mark 4? I found it. Beautiful. So with a lot of things in life, we kind of have to be okay with things being outside of our control for the time being and trusting that God is working while we are sleeping. Yeah, he's like moving things around, making things happen, taking care of stuff. I mean, we know about like there's, God is angels. He can send angels to help us out. He can make things happen. He's answering our prayers, right? So there's prayers I've prayed for recently that will probably be answered tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it clearly was me moving out here to Utah. I was listening to one of my old podcast episodes from before I moved out here, and it was like, yeah, I'm planning on moving out to Utah soon. It's like, well, duh, that's gonna happen. Like, there's not a joke. It's not a joke that you're feeling that. Excuse me. That is a hiccup, which we just drank so much water, so I don't know why we're hiccuping, but it's fine. Okay, we're in Mark 4, and we're just going to start with verse 37. There arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship so that it was now full. So we have this storm that comes out of nowhere, and the waves are beating the ship. The ship is getting full of water. And when ships are full of water, they do one thing, and that is they sink. So the disciples that are probably like, oh no, right? All right. He was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. Jesus is asleep on a pillow. And they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? So that's a great verse, Mark 4:38. It's like Jesus is sleeping on a pillow. They woke him up. Master, are you like aware that we're about to get swallowed up by this storm? There's already been so many waves that beat into the ship, right? So then we have verse 39. He arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. So I talked about this yesterday, actually. So you can imagine the storm going crazy, like filling this ship with water and everything like that. But then Jesus says, Peace be still, and it's calm. Like nothing. No more. Like it's just chill as can be. And verse 40, he said to them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly and said one to another, What manner of man is this that even the wind and the sea obey him? So, love that a lot because Jesus was able to sleep. Yep, even Jesus would take naps. Yep, Jesus was able to sleep. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. You know? That was like me on New Year's Eve. I was just like, it was a day, and then I was like, I was just tired, and I took a nap, and it's okay. I mean, there's been naps since getting here to Utah, and I'm like, man, it was not good, but that's okay. It's okay. The Lord is aware, and he's good. So, yeah, I guess we'll just close this up as a little testimony. I know that we can trust in what the Lord is able to do, and that He's able to do anything, and that as we continue to trust in Him, that we'll see marvelous things happen in our lives. Oh boy. Yeah. And that He is the Savior and Redeemer of the world. He is the light and the life of the world. And He is able to help us find rest. We can rest in Him. We can find peace in Him. We can find strength in Him beyond anything of this world. And yeah, as we continue to look to Christ, that the best will be ahead. Help us to build out amazing things because He knows exactly what's in us. He knows all the things. Yeah. And He suffered for everything that we have struggled with. He'll help us to keep rising up and make the most of everything. So yeah, that's testimony I will leave with you. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, man. Yay. Let's go. Yeah, these are precious days. It's really crazy to be living in Utah right now. But it's a gift. It's a gift to be here right now. It's a gift. She just got her shit. So I think we're gonna end it on that. But thank you. Thank you for watching. Best is ahead. Keep enjoying the process. Keep letting the Lord build us up and build up what we're building. Let's keep putting in the work that we need to put in so we can get to where we need to be. I'm going on my 75 hard and drinking lots of water. So thanks for hopping in. Our attendee and walking the light and everybody else again. Wish you all the best. And we might do this again tomorrow. We will see. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. God loves you. And Jesus is there. Yep. Good night.